Hi, this is James Headley, and welcome back to the Living in Savannah channel. Thanks so much for tuning in today. As always, I also appreciate you liking, subscribing, and sharing. And would love to hear from you if there's anything on the channel that you are interested in, and questions about the landings, things that you think would be useful to you and other viewers. I would certainly welcome your suggestions there. Today I'm going to talk about a topic that's sort of tangential to the real estate side of things, and that is the golf course environment here at the landings. In particular, there's a question that gets bandied about here and there on the course with folks that you play golf with a lot, or folks that are new, or prospective members, and prospective buyers will ask me this question as well. And that question is, what's your favorite golf course at the landings? And what should be and is on the surface a very straightforward question, I find myself hemming and hawing a little bit, or at least providing some caveats there. And so I want to share that with you today, just to give you some perspective on those courses here. Not necessarily my opinion, which is worth as much as you're paying for it today, but just to give you a sense of what you might expect. In addition, of course, to some of the golf course tours that I have done on the channel and will continue to do for you. So my typical answer when I'm asked that question is that I find them all really good courses. It's nice to have such a great variety among 6 golf courses. And there are particular things about each of them that make them stand out to me. If pushed, I probably would say that Terrapin Point is my favorite golf course. I just think it's the prettiest of the golf courses. You're out to the marsh multiple times on Terrapin. I think it's a good layout. It's actually probably the most distinctive in one respect, in that it is kind of a links layout where when you get out to the 9th and 10th holes, you're actually about as far from the clubhouse as you can get. So it's not a traditional 9, make the turn at the clubhouse and then play the back 9 and finish at 18. You're really out from 1 to 18 on Terrapin. My second favorite is maybe I would say probably the Deer Creek golf course. I mean, it is the most traditional championship golf course that we have here, with the Corn Ferry Championship being played there. It's wide open off the tee, great green complexes. It's always seemingly in the best shape of all of the courses, with the fastest greens, some really some challenging and interesting and creative ways to get up and down around those greens if you're not hitting greens, and some good layouts, some interesting holes. Great short par 4, number 5. That's a drivable par 4, but that includes carrying the water, so good risk reward. 18 is a wonderful finishing hole with the marsh all along. It's par 5. So yeah, just a very I think a very challenging yet very playable golf course, which puts Deer Creek probably number 2 on my list. From there, I think the Marshwood Golf Course is a very pretty golf course as well. It is, again, you're in and out of the marsh on multiple occasions there. Some really great looks, and actually some really sort of eye-opening approaches out to the marsh. Good challenge. It's not the hardest course by far, but if you hit it in the wrong spot on that golf course, particularly on a few of the holes, you can really get out of position, and it can jump up and bite you. From there, I would say probably that I would have to lean probably toward the Oak Ridge course, and the Oak Ridge golf course is a little idiosyncratic in some respects, in my opinion. I mean, you start with 2 rather difficult par 4s with uphill approaches into both of them, and a bit rounded greens. Then the third hole is not the easiest par 3 by far. Water all down the left side, guarded by bunkers on the right. So you really get off to a bit of a not so warm welcome. And then there's a stretch of of manageable holes where where par is definitely an expectation for even a low teens handicapper like I am these days, unfortunately. And then 10 and 11 are two of the hardest par fours again, back to back. And 17 and 18 are really good finishing holes. But you've got some easy holes, so it's a bit of that up and down roller coaster from hard to easy, in my opinion, on Oak Ridge. And then last but not least, and I'll come to why that's only 5 in a second, is the Magnolia Golf Course. This is a bit of a love-hate and a controversial topic among members after the recent redesign a couple of years back on the Magnolia course. It's definitely the quirkiest. I like to say that it's a good thing it's one of 6 because it's very different. If you've played courses like Tobacco Road in the Pinehurst area, you'll find yourself right at home on Magnolia. I mean, number 4 at Pinehurst, another good example. Just really some tough greens to hit in places where if you miss by just a foot, let alone a yard, you find yourself in some really tough spots, very challenging up and downs. A lot of really easy to 3-putt greens out there on the Magnolia course. I think, in fairness, give that course another 6 to 12 months for the greens to soften up, and it will become a much more playable course and a bit more fair. Always going to be a very good challenge on Magnolia. And that brings us to number 6, which is definitely not 6th in my opinion. It maybe is number 1. But it's a wait and see right now, and that's the Palmetto Golf Course. Palmetto has been closed now for a few months as it is being redesigned, redone, and updated. Very encouraged by what I've heard about what that revision of the golf course is going to be. Looking forward to the opening of it late here in 2023, the reopening. But it's a challenge. I mean, it's a very fair track, I think, but a very difficult course. Probably the stiffest challenge of the 6, other than Magnolia and the bit of quirky challenge there. I think Palmetto's the fairest challenge. So it's going to be great to see what happens with the redesign, and I'd certainly encourage you to have a look at the video here on the channel where I did a tour of that course pre-redesign, but giving you some highlights of what was planned for that reopening. Again, appreciate you tuning in. Thanks again for liking, subscribing, and sharing. If you have any questions about the golf here or anything else, please do get in touch, and I'd love to talk about your particular real estate needs, whether golf is a part of that or not, and look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Take care.